Cronus extends his hands, and Rhea places another swaddled newborn into them. He knows the warning. One of his own children will take the throne he seized from Ouranos. So the ruler of the Titans swallows the child, and the cradle beside Rhea is empty again. Hestia disappears. Then Demeter, Hera, Hades, and Poseidon. To Cronus, each act is self-defense. He has already seen a son overthrow a father because he was that son. Yet every child he consumes turns his reign into a repetition of the violence that created it. The fullest surviving account of this divine succession comes from Hesiod's Theogony, a Greek poem usually dated around the beginning of the 7th century BC. It is not a literal chronicle of events, and it was never the only Greek account of the gods. Local traditions varied. Later Orphic poems constructed different beginnings. Roman authors reworked Greek figures through their own religion and politics. Hesiod offers one immensely influential poetic vision, shaped to explain how the cosmos acquired its present hierarchy, and why Zeus stands at its summit. That vision begins before there is any royal court to rule. First comes chaos, not an evil monster or a spinning portal, but a primordial gap or opening. Then come Gaia, the broad earth, Tartarus in the depths, and Eros, the force of desire. Night and other powers emerge as the cosmos takes form. These beings are not ministers gathered around a throne. They are conditions of existence made divine. Gaia produces starry Ouranos, the sky, to cover her on every side. Their union generates a vast divine family, the Titans, the one-eyed Cyclopes, and the Hundred-Handers, beings whose 50 heads and 100 arms belong to the scale of archaic poetry, not natural history. But generation does not produce order. It produces conflict. Hesiod says Ouranos hates the most formidable of his children and prevents them from coming into the light, forcing them back into Gaia's hidden depths. The pressure is both cosmic and bodily. Earth groans under the weight of her own imprisoned offspring. Ouranos preserves his dominance by stopping the next generation from occupying the world. Gaia responds by making a jagged sickle and asking her children to act. Only Cronus agrees. When Ouranos descends over Gaia, Cronus strikes from ambush. Hesiod describes the mutilation directly, but its larger meaning is separation. Earth and sky are violently divided, space opens between them, and authority passes to the son who dared attack his father. From the aftermath come new beings, including the Erinyes, and, from the sea foam, Aphrodite. Yet the poem does not pause for a separate romance. The decisive change is political and cosmic. Suppression has produced rebellion. Cronus now rules among the Titans. They are not a single army of evil giants. They are an older divine generation with different powers, loyalties, and destinies. Oceanus, Themis, Mnemosyne, Rhea, and the others cannot be reduced to identical enemies of Zeus. Another poem attributed to Hesiod, Works and Days, associates the reign of Cronus with a golden race of mortals who lived free from harsh labor and misery. Later Greeks and Romans expanded the image of a golden age. But the surviving poetry does not give us a detailed Titan government or a lost utopian civilization. Cronus's cosmic kingship remains defined by the danger inside his own household. Gaia and Ouranos warn him that one of his sons will overthrow him. The prophecy does not introduce a new pattern. It names the pattern Cronus himself began. So he waits at each birth. Rhea cannot fight him openly. Hesiod describes her grief as unceasing, but grief becomes strategy. Pregnant with her youngest child, she appeals to Gaia and Ouranos, the very powers whose conflict had raised Cronus to the throne. They send her toward Crete, where Zeus is hidden and nourished away from his father's sight. Then Rhea prepares the object that changes the succession. She wraps a stone in infant cloth. The bundle has the shape Cronus expects, and none of the life he fears. Rhea carries it to him. He accepts it and swallows without recognizing the substitution. For the first time, his method of control fails because someone inside his household understands exactly how it works. Ancient traditions disagreed about the precise Cretan cave, Zeus's nurses, and the sounds used to conceal the infant. Later accounts added armed attendants clashing shields and a potion prepared by Metis. Hesiod's version is sparer. The essential facts are concealment, deception, and survival. When Zeus matures, he does not win by confronting Cronus alone. Through Gaia's counsel and his own cunning, he forces his father to release what he had swallowed. The stone comes up first, followed by Zeus's brothers and sisters. Hesiod says Zeus later set the stone at Pytho, beneath Mount Parnassus, as a sign. Centuries afterward, Pausanias reported a stone at Delphi that local tradition identified with it and honored with oil and wool. That does not prove an object from a divine event. It shows how poetry, place, and ritual memory could become attached to one another. The released gods are alive, but freedom is not victory. Zeus must build a coalition. He releases the Cyclopes from confinement. In gratitude, they give him thunder, lightning, and the thunderbolt. These are not generic fantasy blacksmiths handing over a glowing sword. In Hesiod, they are divine powers of strength and craft, and their gift gives Zeus the weapon by which his kingship will be recognized. He also brings the Hundred-Handers back into the light. Their impossible bodies make them forces of overwhelming impact. More important, they have a reason to support him. Earlier rulers confined them. Zeus releases them, feeds them, addresses them as allies, and asks for their strength. The same pattern appears beyond the battlefield. Zeus announces that any god who joins him against the Titans will keep existing honors, while those denied honor under Cronus will receive a share. Styx comes first with her children: victory, strength, force, and rivalry. Zeus rewards her by making her sacred water the great oath of the gods. Hecate, an older goddess descended from the Titans, retains wide honors across earth, sea, and sky. Hesiod emphasizes that Zeus does not strip them away. The conflict is therefore not simply Titans against Olympians. Some older powers support Zeus. Some retain their functions. The battle lines are political as well as generational. For 10 years, Hesiod says, the gods born from Cronus fight from Olympus, while the opposing Titans hold Mount Othrys. Neither side can force an end. The Titanomachy is cosmic warfare, not a recoverable Bronze Age campaign. Sea, earth, sky, and Tartarus resound together. Zeus's thunderbolts fill the air with fire. The Hundred-Handers hurl masses of stone until the opposing formation collapses. The decisive advantage comes from the powers Zeus restored and recruited. The defeated Titans who opposed him are driven into Tartarus and bound behind bronze gates, with the Hundred-Handers appointed as guards. But the familiar claim that Zeus killed all Titans or imprisoned every older god is wrong. Hesiod's own poem has already shown older divine beings beside Zeus, beneath Zeus, and honored by Zeus. The Olympian order does not erase the older cosmos, it reorganizes it. Even then, Zeus's authority is not instantly secure. Gaia bears Typhon, a final challenger of terrifying scale. Hesiod says Typhon might have ruled gods and mortals if Zeus had not recognized the danger quickly. Zeus defeats him with the thunderbolt. The episode matters because the new order still has to prove that it can survive threats not settled by the Titanomachy. Only after struggle do the gods urge Zeus to rule. Hesiod then states that he distributes their honors and domains. This act is easy to overlook beside the storms and monsters, but it is central to the poem's politics. Divine authority becomes more durable when power is allocated, obligations are recognized, and potentially dangerous beings have a place within the structure. Zeus is not a democratic ruler, and Hesiod does not make him morally gentle. His order is hierarchical, coercive, and protected by force. Prometheus learns the limits of resistance. The defeated Titans remain confined. Typhon is crushed. Stability does not mean mercy, nor does Zeus simply abandon the methods of his predecessors. When Metis is expected to bear first Athena and later a son who could surpass his father, Zeus swallows Metis. The echo of Cronus is unmistakable, yet Hesiod presents a calculated difference. Cronus consumes his children to remove them and gains nothing from them. Zeus absorbs Metis, whose name is linked with intelligence and counsel. Athena is later born from Zeus himself, while the predicted son never emerges. In the poem's logic, the succession threat has been internalized rather than allowed to mature outside him. That resolution is disturbing, not benevolent. It also reveals what Hesiod's Theogony is doing. The poem begins with a cosmos in which generation repeatedly creates a rival to the ruler. Ouranos blocks birth. Cronus overthrows him, then swallows his own children. Zeus also uses force and deception, but he combines them with coalition building, rewards, inherited honors, divided responsibilities, and the absorption of dangerous intelligence. Later traditions changed the sequence. Orphic theogonies introduced figures such as Phanes and developed different acts of divine swallowing and recreation. Roman Saturn acquired associations shaped by Roman festival, agriculture, and ideas of a lost age. Modern entertainment often turns the story into a clean war between heroic Olympians and monstrous Titans. None of those versions should be silently folded into Hesiod. In Hesiod's poetic world, Zeus succeeds because he is not merely the strongest son. He becomes the ruler who can use the older cosmos without allowing it to remain an independent threat. The thunderbolt wins battles. The settlement of honors makes victory endure. Did Zeus truly end the cycle of violent succession? Or did the myth simply declare that the final victor could no longer be challenged? Share your answer in the comments. If you enjoyed this evidence-aware look at Greek mythology, like the video and subscribe for more history behind the stories people preserved.